and that's you. I'm looking at you. Where's the Pokemon?
Oh.
Where's the Pokemon?
Oh no, it's on you.
Today's episode starts in the car. I'm headed out to the desert where my dad's building a house, and sometimes I just like to come out here to get away from the city for a little bit. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting that this game is so skewed towards people who live in the city, so I'm gonna come out here and see what it's really like for all you rural players. Escape, desert sanctuary, home away from home, sacred space. Obviously it's not a regular house. It's a work in progress. It's not finished yet, but he's getting close. And it's really hot in here. 91 degrees. 46% humidity. It kind of feels like a sauna, a little bit. I guess first things first, I'm gonna open up the app and see what's around. And so far, it's absolutely nothing. No Pokestops in sight, no Pokemon nearby. By the way, have you guys met my girlfriend Cassie?
Hi.
People want to know why you have a Chelsea Grin shirt, but don't actually listen to Chelsea Grin.
Because I'm hardcore.
Sun just set and there's no electricity out here, so we're not going to have any light. But we're going to head into town for dinner and see if there's any Pokestops and Pokemon in a little bit more populated part of the town. Asian buffet. This is the only late night spot in town that's decent and not fast food. And by late night, I mean 8:45 p.m. But now that we're in town, let's see what's going on. Some Pokemon nearby, a couple gyms, kind of far away. Just gonna put on an incense while I eat. How exciting. We're out of town.
What Pokemons would be at the desert?
I was thinking about it, but LA's a desert too. Like technically, the climate of LA is a desert. So I don't expect to see too much different here.
Yeah, geodudes everywhere. Geodudes everywhere. How come I'm not getting anything? I'm wasting, I have 2 more minutes.
Only 2? Why do you only have 2 minutes? You started at the same time as me.
Yeah.
I have 13 minutes. You see this, guys? We started these incense at the same time. Nothing, not a single Pokemon has showed up for her.
Maybe I'll just...
It's because your phone screen's broken.
Shut up.
Okay, we just figured it out. Cassie told me that her incense and lucky eggs always start at 17 minutes. And I looked, and her phone's clock is set 13 minutes ahead. So that makes the difference.
I'm putting it back to normal.
If you set your clock back, does the incense last longer?
I don't think so.
Let's try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna set my clock back right now and let's see what happens. 7:35, 7 minutes, 30 seconds right now. I'm gonna set it back 15 minutes. My incense went back up to 22 minutes. Okay, so since setting her time back to the normal time, her incense started working. And that's you. I'm looking at you. Where's the Pokemon?
There.
So guys, if incense aren't working for you, make sure your phone is set to automatic time, so you're using network time, because it seems like if it's not synced up with the time on Niantic servers, it's not going to work properly. Since I changed my time back, nothing has spawned for me yet.
Ew.
This incense has been on for longer than it should, but it stopped working as soon as I changed my time. So, the timer is client-sided, but you're not actually going to see any Pokemon unless your time is synced with the server. Just finished dinner and we're trying to hit some of these Pokestops now. First one is at a fountain inside the mall. Oh, a Paris just spawned. I still can't reach the Pokestop though. This is as close as I can get. I literally can't get any closer than this. I really feel for you rural players. I'm starting to understand the struggle. It's 9:42. I just spun the Pokestop, and since we're playing with time right now, I'm gonna see if I can go 5 minutes forward and spin it again. It turned blue. Wait, I disappeared though. Oh, there it is. It's blue. Try again later. The color of the Pokestop, client-sided. The timer, probably on the server side. Next stop, we're at a gym, the Paul Waring Memorial, which is somewhere out there. It's hard to tell because there's no light. Now I understand why so many of you guys are sitting in the car while you're playing. I've been watching a lot of Pokemon Go Let's Plays or like videos online, and I'm always thinking, why are you guys sitting in the car? But now I understand. Rural players, I'm starting to understand, and I'm sorry. After that, we went and conquered 3 different gyms, and it was a lot of fun, really exciting, and I wanted to share it with you guys, but I didn't get screen capture for any of it. So instead of boring you with my face talking about fighting a gym, I'm just gonna let you know that we had a good time, took 3 gyms, claimed the biggest gym defender bonus I've ever gotten, and then we went home and looked at the stars. Good morning. It's hot today. So hot, in fact, that I'm willing to reveal my farmer's tan in order to stay just a little bit cooler. So, last night was awesome. I did my absolute favorite thing to do when I come out here, which is just lay outside and look at the stars. Rural players, you might be at a disadvantage when it comes to Pokestops, but when it comes to stars, you guys are miles ahead of us in this city. So last night we were in town, and there were actually quite a few gyms and Pokestops, but that's like a 15-20 minute drive away from the house. So today's plan is to see if we can find anything a little bit closer. Today's episode obviously spans 2 days. You might have noticed in yesterday's episode that I was wearing the same shirt as the day before, and that's because I shot 2 episodes in one day, so I would have a little extra time when I came out here. Man, it's hot. Pit stop for some cold drinks. Back to hunting. I thought if anything was going to be a Pokestop out here, it would be this place. But I was wrong. There's nothing around. Just one lonely Rattata and nothing else. Except for art. So I'm gonna look at that. Giant shopping cart. Any one of these sculptures or installations could have made a great Pokestop. For a little while, Niantic added a support page where users could request new Pokestops, and we know that a few people reported new Pokestops showing up in rural areas when the game first came out. That support page is gone now, and it seems like they're not taking any more requests, but hopefully once they get some of the server issues worked out, they'll open it up again so that you guys can start submitting stuff like this and get some Pokestops near you. Versus Ekans. We just had breakfast. Late breakfast. Oh! Golem.
Golem?
It's here. Okay, we were about to battle this gym, or train it up to leave our stuff here, but there's a Golem here. First time I've seen Golem. Maybe I should put a lucky egg on. Yeah, walk that way. Okay, Golem. Insane. Oh, you only have 6 balls. Going straight for the Ultra. Oh! Okay, I hope this works. Boom. Got it. Did you get it? I think I'll name him Joshua. Now that we both just caught that Golem, we're gonna train up this gym and leave a Pokemon because it's only level 1 and we gotta work together, team. Maybe not. We're both stuck on go. Alright, so much for that. National Park. No service here, so no Pokemon. Kind of a bummer because I was hoping to catch some cool rock types. But we did get that Golem just outside the park, so I guess that counts.
I have another photo.
Quick tip before we leave the park. National Park admittance fees are usually about $30, but if you're planning on going to more than 3 in a year, you can get an annual pass for 80 bucks, and it's good for any national park for an entire year. We're heading home now, but not before a quick pit stop at my favorite store. Seriously, favorite store in the world. Check this out. Cactopus. I think I just had a great idea for a new Pokemon. Cactopus. I'm gonna end the episode here by reflecting on my Pokemon Go rural experience. In short, it sucks. You guys are totally right. This game completely favors players who live in big urban areas, populated cities. I mean, there's no Pokestops within a 20-minute drive of my dad's house. There's no Pokemon around there at all. And to be honest, there's some pretty easy fixes for this. Hopefully, once Niantic resolves all the server issues, they'll open up Pokestop submissions again, and people will be able to get Pokestops put in near their houses. As for Pokemon spawns, just set a minimum spawn rate. We know that right now, Pokemon spawns are based on cellular activity, so in more populated areas, more Pokemon spawn. If you just set a minimum spawn rate, Pokemon will still spawn more in populated areas, but players who live out here in rural areas would have a chance to catch Pokemon without having to drive into town. So, that's it. When it comes to balance, I think this game still needs a lot of work. We know that Niantic is working around the clock to get things fixed and get them running more smoothly, so hopefully once everything's ironed out, they can start looking into balance updates. Now that I've said that out loud, I realize the reason they probably don't have a minimum spawn rate right now is because the game would be creating information for a lot of Pokemon that people just aren't going to catch, and that would likely increase the load on the servers. So, maybe the solution isn't a minimum spawn rate, but rather just tweaking the spawn rates, so that even a tiny amount of cellular activity spawns a lot more Pokemon than we're seeing now. Either way, I know there's a solution, and if we just keep voicing our concerns, eventually this has to get addressed. So anyway, with that said, thanks for watching, see you in the next episode. Okay, just kidding, before we go, there's a gym here that I want to take, since this is my favorite store, but also, a Bulbasaur just spawned, which I think is pretty appropriate, considering a lot of those succulents look like the bulb on its back. Bulbasaur. Oh no. Oh no, I'm really low on Pokeballs. Nope, I'm out of Pokeballs. I guess I'm not getting this Bulbasaur. No Pokeballs. I guess that's how it goes when you live out in a rural area like this, but I still want the Cactus Mart gym.
I died so quick.
Did you see that? I just came into this battle with like no HP. Oh no. I forgot Mudshot is like one of the best moves in the game.
Well, he's dead.
Okay. That was a little bit of a glitchy battle, but let's do it again. A lot of you guys ask why I don't use my secondary attack. And the answer is, it just doesn't deal nearly as much damage per second as the fast attack does, so it's not even worth using. You deal way more damage just by spamming the fast attack. Cactus Mart, I need to leave something appropriate. I'm just gonna leave Oddish.
Weeping Bell for me.
Weeping Bell and Oddish. Let's do it. Since it's gonna get kicked out of here anyway. At least I'll leave a little plant, so it seems appropriate. So now, the episode's really over. After our last video about research on IVs, a lot of you guys asked for a video tutorial on how to use this method. So here it comes. I just want to warn you guys, this is a really complicated process. The way that it works is by setting up a proxy that reads network traffic between your app and Niantic servers to intercept data and find the exact IVs of your Pokemon. It's going to require some pretty technical steps, so if you're not up to it, don't feel bad, you can always use the IV calculators that I've listed in the description.